Today we're going to install some body side molding on our 2008 Suzuki Grand Vitara. I purchased this on the internet for a good price from Carmart Auto Group. And for this job you'll need, of course, a side molding. It comes paired for the right side and left side. And you'll need a J-roller, some painter's tape, a small metric ruler, some cloth to clean the wax off, some alcohol and a marker, and of course the instructions. And this is Suzuki part number 99080-23005, if that helps make it easier to look it up on the internet. And it should fit Suzuki Grand Vitaras from 2006 through 2012. But check to make sure that's true before you order. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to mark out on the vehicle. We have to mark for the front piece here. We have to mark a 2mm gap below it and a 2mm gap where it meets the door edge. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'll sort of test fit it before I take any of the sticky tape off, and then we'll see how that fits. All right, what we ended up doing to get this first piece this far was we calculated where a 2mm gap is back here, and it turns out the piece isn't cut perfectly straight. So we just had to use our eyeball, which the instructions actually shows a picture of an eye looking at this. And we gave it about a 2mm gap along here. What we did is we pulled this tape right here off, and we pulled this out on each side. Same thing on this end. And then we stuck this end on first to see how it would look, and then make sure the gap was correct. And we just barely touched it on there. And then once we had the gap all set, we stuck this end on, and then we pulled this tape out on the bottom all along here as we maintained that gap and kept it at 2mm. So now I'm actually ready to pull the top tape off, which is pretty easy. I'm just going to pull it like this. It comes right out. And then we want to stick this down, so I'm going to use my J-roller to make sure that this sticks solidly. Also, before we even put this on, we did clean it with alcohol, 91% IPA, and a wipe. And we did do a test on it to make sure that that alcohol wasn't going to remove paint or anything, and it seemed like it worked fine. So again, I'm just using my J-roller. And then the instructions say that this piece has to stick on for a couple of days before it's fully stuck on solidly. So again, I'm just going to go over this a couple more times with the J-roller. And it looks like these Suzuki logos are falling out, so I'm going to have to go back and glue those in with epoxy. So I'm ready now to move to the back. So I'll clean this with alcohol. This is supposed to be a 3mm gap, so I'm going to have to eyeball it because, again, it's not cut perfectly straight, and it's just mostly to give you a guide. And we'll put this piece on, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. All right, so we've finished the right side here. And the way we got these two pieces to match up for height was we actually put a piece of blue painter's tape across here before we actually stuck this down so that we'd be able to line it up. Then I also used a little small ruler to test it before I stuck it down. So that's how we got the height here pretty much the same. Now it's really important that you do follow the 3mm gap here. That's so that when you open the door, it won't hit against this door. And the molding actually it's sort of cut out here to allow for the door opening. But if you don't have the right gap, it won't look right. And you don't want too much of a gap because then it'll look crummy. So that's finished. We got it all stuck down. I used the J-roller to stick it down. So basically we're finished with this side. I'll move to the other side. I'll do it the same way, and then that's really all there is to it. So thanks for watching.